Welcome to Denley Digital. Today's episode will be Skydio Lessons Learned. Actually, I'm shooting it right after the last episode, but I figure I'll just keep going and get another drone battery. Okay, so I'm going to try to let you learn from all my mistakes by doing a recap of all the lessons I've learned the hard way. Okay, so first of all, always connect your phone. If you have the beacon, you don't really have much use for the phone. I just keep it in my backpack, never look at it, because you don't need it until you lose the drone, because the phone app has the Find My Drone function. And the beacon cannot find your drone if you lose it. So if you didn't have your phone connected when the drone gets lost, good luck finding it. And that is exactly what happened at Mount Charleston, if you want to go see that video. I did manage to find it, but it was not easy, not a pleasant experience. So from now on, I always connect my phone. Let me make sure it's connected. Yeah, it's connected. Another thing, I never take off or land from the ground. I mean, especially out here in the desert, but pretty much anywhere you go, you know, if you put it right on the ground, it's just going to kick a bunch of dirt up. I mean, maybe if you got a pad that might, like a launch pad or something, maybe that will mitigate that a little bit. But personally, I'd rather just hold the drone up and take it off from your fingers. It's pretty easy to do. You just got to be careful. Just keep your fingers on the bottom part of the battery, and it should clear the propellers just fine. So you can watch me do it in just a moment. Remote ID, okay, final checks, hold the fly. There, piece of cake. But it does suck because now I gotta, put my phone in my backpack, and then once I get my backpack on, then I gotta put the audio recorder in my backpack, make sure I got enough slack. This wired mic is really annoying, but actually, Instamic supposedly is on its way into the country at least. So hopefully that works well, and I won't need a wired mic anymore, but whenever I get that, I'll do a review episode about how well the Instamic works. I'm also thinking about doing an episode to compare the GoPro Max to the Insta360, but I'm not sure if I want to hold off on that, because this is the Insta360 X3, but I was thinking about getting that Leica 1-inch sensor GoPro Insta360 RS 1-inch 360 Leica edition or whatever. It's a bit more expensive, but I mean, I think it's a 1-inch sensor compared to a 1/2-inch sensor. But I do need two 360 cameras for racing. So if I want to get away from GoPro, I'll need another Insta360. So I might as well buy a different one and I can compare them. Okay, now I can actually get going. Because all that trouble with the phone and the mic kind of wastes some drone battery to actually get everything going. Okay, so when I first got the Skydio, I guess it was about a year ago now maybe, I didn't know about the Find My Drone function. It was like my second time ever flying it. First you're going, oh, it's behind me. I don't want you behind me. You gotta see my face if I'm talking. I'll do front and left this time. Why is... that looks boring over there. So I just got the Skydio drone. It's like my second time flying it out here A lot further that way though. And that was before. Is this a trail or did someone just randomly come up here? I think someone just randomly came up here. Yeah, I see some tracks going that way, but it looks like it's going to be a dead end. I feel like I'm going to get stuck and lost out here. I should just turn around. So it was before I had somewhere to keep my beacon. You want to be able to keep eyes on your beacon so you can hear and see when it's got low battery. Because you don't want to be caught off guard by a low battery. Because then it just lands, might not land in a good place, might just crash. You can see that on my from Southside Skydio fail video. I got stuck in a canyon somewhere, and I was too preoccupied with getting the bike unstuck, and I missed that it was low battery, and then I panicked and just had it land right where it was, which is right over the canyon wall. I couldn't reach it, and just landed and crashed into the canyon. Oh man, now I'm back on these boring, oh well, at least I won't get stuck over here. Look for a good way to turn around. So my second time flying it, and got caught off guard by a low battery, and it just landed somewhere. And I could not find where it was, because I didn't know about the Find My Drone function yet. I did eventually find it, but you know, I was looking where I took off from, I was looking where I had just been, where I had stopped for a moment, and it pretty much landed in the last place I would have expected. And still don't understand why. They couldn't explain it to me, but by the time I figured out the Find My Drone function, I knew exactly where it landed, it was long gone. So there's not a lot of people out here, but you do occasionally see some people. I saw two people on in side-by-sides right before I started recording my last video anyway. And I don't know, I probably spent like 20 minutes trying to find it, maybe 30 minutes, I don't know. And I did see other people when I was looking for it, but they said they didn't see it. But the drone just disappeared. You know, I called support, and of course they're like, oh no, you know, we don't replace lost drones. I'm like, well, why did it land there? And he couldn't explain it to me either, so I think it took like a week, but eventually they decided, no, the drone malfunctioned, so they were going to cover it under warranty, and they actually replaced my stolen drone under warranty, because they said it malfunctioned. And I thought for sure that I'd be shit out of luck, because I didn't know about the, you know, Find My Drone function, and I was stupid and lost track of the battery life, but at the same time, it's like I felt like they had some responsibility because it didn't land where it's supposed to, or you would expect it to. So that gave me a lot of faith in Skydio as a company, that they covered under warranty, even though they probably could have weaseled out of it easily. But some lessons I learned from that experience regarding lost drones. Because Skydio, you know, the drones, they can phone home. Like, I don't think they do automatically, but you could upload flight logs, and that's what they'll ask you to do if you ever call for support or have an issue or have it crash and trying to get covered under warranty. Is you can send in flight logs. But if someone uses a drone and doesn't send in flight logs, I don't think Skydio would even know about it. But even if someone did steal your drone, and then, okay, if you report it stolen to Skydio, their system will like flag it as stolen, And I was told, not very definitively, but, you know, so take it with a grain of salt, but Skydio told me that once it's reported stolen, it will fly, but it won't be fully functional. So I don't know if they like limit the speed or some functionality for tracking or what. But I guess the hope is they try to use the stolen drone and they can't get it to work right. So they call support, they send in their flight logs for their stolen drone, and then they know, yeah, it's stolen. But even if they find your stolen drone, they will not, they are forbidden from informing you about it. Even if they know exactly where it is, they have the flight logs for your stolen drone, they, you know, they will not tell the customer. Because they don't want any liability if the customer tries to go and retrieve the drone themselves. So if you want Skydio to try to locate your stolen drone, you need to provide them with a police report number. And then if they find any information on your stolen drone, they will provide it to the police. Not you, but to the police directly. So if you ever try to buy a used Skydio, make sure that you get the serial number, the Wi-Fi name, from where the battery goes. So get a photo of that Wi-Fi name and ask Skydio if it has been reported stolen. Because if it has and you buy that drone, it's not going to work right. So always connect your phone so you can use that Find My Drone function. Don't take out the land from the ground, use your hand. Keep your beacon visible so you know when the battery is low.
And always install updates. Skydio will deny a warranty claim if your drone is outdated.
But probably the most critical is avoid power lines.
You will not be approved for a warranty repair if you hit a power line or a tree branch.
I mean, if you watched my video in Arizona, my Starlink review video, just a week ago, I hit a power line. It was a really low power line. It wasn't a really thin one either. It was like very visible, but I just turned around the corner. I wasn't looking for it, wasn't expecting it. This trail in the middle of the abandoned mines. But I don't know, I'm really disappointed that the drone didn't see it. I mean, you can see it on the video. It's got multiple cameras, and none of them can see that there's a power line there. You would think that they could have that AI recognize the shape of lines and avoid power lines, since it's such a common problem. I find it hard to believe that they can't get the AI to accurately find power lines. I mean, at first I thought, you know, maybe it's just some fringe case scenarios where the lighting is just right and the glare on the lens and it's just impossible to see. But I can see it in the video. The drone is recording. I can see it just looking at it. Like there's a very clear, obvious power line right there and it flies straight into it. So yeah, power lines are quite a bit disappointing. Also, like if you watch my game bird track video, you know, where I try to take some corners kind of fast, and put my foot down, lean the bike into it a little bit. But Skydio cannot handle abrupt changes in directions very well at all. And I guess, that's understandable because, AI seeing power lines is one thing, but to have it actually, analyze the terrain of the track and predict that there's a left turn coming up, because that is obviously a bank left turn right there, that is a little bit more complicated. And here I am coming up on power lines again. Jesus. See, I'm out riding in the middle of the desert, and it's just so unfortunate that you have to be very careful. Like, it avoids everything else very well, except for power lines. Power lines are Skydio's kryptonite. So yeah, it doesn't handle change in direction very well. And then, like, if you watch my moto vlog intro episode, where I arrive at the dry lake bed, I kind of pull away kind of fast from it, and you can see it totally loses me. It took me a while to catch up, and then as it was catching up, it also caught a big gust of wind, because when you start getting close to that mountain range, the wind blows a little bit harder, just from squeezing over the mountains, I guess. But also, when you're flying around and then battery runs low and you're in a panic, okay, I got to get the drone somewhere to land. It can be a little tricky to maneuver the drone sometimes, but the easiest way I've found so far, put it in steering mode, get it pointed towards you, and then use the magic wand function to bring it to you. Also, a challenge I had was trying to figure out where to keep the drone, or the drone case. I used to have a rally pack on my tail over here, and then I drilled some holes in my front fender, and I tried just like zip tying the stock Skydio case, that soft case that comes with the drone. I just tried zip tying it to the front fender, but that was a problem. It seemed like no matter how I tried to fasten it, it always came loose somehow. And also, I feel like the weight of the drone on the front fender is making it move around too much. So I definitely think the best way to go is to just put in a backpack. Because out here in the desert, probably don't need it today, although I've taken a few sips, but if I'm carrying a hydration pack anyway, then I need a backpack, so I might as well put the drone in the backpack. But this is a Klim backpack that I found. Someone else had done a review about using it with Skydio, and it does work quite well. But I know for Skydio crashes, because I saw someone on Facebook one time, they were trying to say that their crash can't be their fault because the drone malfunctioned before the crash. Because the video ended a few seconds before it just fell out of the sky. Well, I can tell you because I'm kind of like a computer genius or whatever. I work with computers for a living. I know all stuff digital. That's why this channel is Denley Digital. So I know how video recording devices like that work. And well, flash memory in general, really. I mean, a lot of devices use a write buffer. They don't write directly to your storage. They hold probably a few seconds worth of data in a buffer of non-persistent memory, like RAM. And then it eventually ends up getting written to your SD card. And when the Skydio crashes, the battery always falls out. I don't know if it's programmed to do that. Like if it sees an air condition, just, you know, magnetically release the battery or something. Or if it's just the impacts just usually cause the battery to fall out, because it'll pop right out if you give it a nice little tug. But the battery almost always falls out, which is probably a good thing because most of the weight is in the battery. So if it's falling, especially from a distance, losing the battery should drop the terminal velocity so it doesn't hit the ground as hard. But as soon as the battery falls out, whatever video was in your write buffer is lost forever. So it is completely expected, if you crash and your battery falls out, that you might be missing a few seconds of video. That doesn't mean that the drone failed a few seconds before the crash. But if it's within the 1 year manufacturer warranty window, if you do crash, you might as well try to submit a warranty claim. See if they will cover it under warranty and replace it for free. Otherwise, you could send it in for repair. Cheaper than buying a new drone. But I'd say their prices are fair. Not cheap. I don't know, I think my first crash was $600 or something. And I think that, because the gimbal was broken, you know, that headpiece with the main camera lens, that was broken. My second crash, I think I had damage to two of the motors, not the actual motors, but just the plastic pieces. And just to get those two plastic pieces fixed was like $300. I mean, you could try buying a used drone online and just using it for parts and fixing it yourself, but I just hate to invest money into that. And then you could go and fix it, and then it just doesn't work right, and you don't know why. Maybe it's just because it needs to be recalibrated or something, and only Skydio could do that, as far as I know. So twice now, I've had to shell out the cash and also when they repair it, it seems like they always just give you a new drone. So instead of making you wait for them to actually fix your drone, they'll just scrap it for parts, a little battery, and send you a new unit. Where the fuck did where is it? Where did it go? I can't even tell what these options are. Steering, return options. Return to beacon. Hey, I see it. It's fucking landing. Jesus! At least I know where it is. I felt like I didn't get any warning. I guess I might as well get the bike. How am I nuts? I don't know if these batteries are going faster or what. Video processing, so hopefully it landed safely. I don't know if I'll be able to see what the beacon was doing, but that completely caught me off guard. I had no time to get the drone to land. I really wish, because I got my my intercom system, my helmet connected to my phone. I really wish they would do some kind of audio signal in the phone app, because I would hear that easily. But if I'm on a motorcycle with my helmet, I might not hear the beacon. But no harm done. Can't park the bike here. Kickstand is too long and can't go downhill, it'll just fall. Okay. Not very flat ground. Some propeller damage. Not bad. I got enough propellers though, because when they do repair your drone, they have you send it in with no propellers, and they give you a whole new set of propellers, so at least that's included. But I think I covered everything I wanted to. I guess take what I say with a grain of salt, because obviously I'm still learning. But if Skydio is listening, please give me an audible tone on my phone, which will get piped into my helmet, so I know when the battery is low. I had no warning there. But I guess I'll call that an episode. So, thank you for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe. Signing out from Pahrump, Nevada.